There's a silent, exhausting tax you pay every single day. It happens when someone misinterprets your tone. It happens when a coworker assumes the wrong motive behind your actions, or when someone you care about casts you as the villain in their story. Immediately, a desperate reflex triggers in your mind. You want to pull them aside. You want to lay out the facts, step by step, just to prove that your intentions were good. You desperately want to be accurately perceived. Look, this is the human curse, that burning biological need to be understood. We operate under this delusion that if we just explain ourselves clearly enough, the other person will finally see our truth. We convince ourselves that being misunderstood is a failure of communication. But what if the need to be understood is actually your greatest weakness? What if the most powerful people in the world don't care if you understand them at all? In cognitive psychology, there's a phenomenon known as the illusion of transparency. It's the false belief that our inner world, our true feelings, our pain, our intentions, is somehow visible to the outside world. But the brutal reality is this: no one is actually looking at you. When people look at you, they're just looking at a projection of their own insecurities, their own trauma, and their own biases. If someone wants to see you as arrogant because your confidence triggers them, no amount of explanation will ever change their mind. Think about it. They don't want the truth. They just want a mirror for their own internal state. When you exhaust yourself trying to correct their perception, you're handing them the keys to your psychological state. You're essentially telling them, my reality isn't valid until you agree with it. You become a prisoner to their cognitive limits. You shrink your personality, you soften your words, and you filter your actions just to make yourself easily digestible to minds that simply cannot comprehend depth. The highest tier of psychological freedom is achieved through a concept called strategic opacity. Strategic opacity is the conscious decision to let people be entirely wrong about you. It's the radical acceptance of being misunderstood. When someone misjudges you or creates a false narrative about your life, the natural instinct is to panic. But a master of human dynamics does something terrifying. They agree with the silence. If they think you're cold, let them think you're cold. If they think you're arrogant, let them think you're arrogant. If they cast you as the villain in a story they invented, hand them the script and walk off the stage. By refusing to correct their narrative, you create an impenetrable fortress around your identity. You stop wasting your precious energy trying to control the uncontrollable, and you reclaim absolute sovereignty over your own mind. There is immense power in remaining slightly out of focus to the world. When you no longer crave the validation of being understood, you become entirely unpredictable. People cannot manipulate a baseline they cannot measure. They cannot leverage a vulnerability you refuse to explain. Your silence becomes a mirror, forcing them to sit alone with their own projections. Stop handing out maps to your mind, to people who don't even know how to read. Let them misunderstand you. Let them assume whatever they want. The truth of who you are does not require an audience to exist.